Hey everyone! Taking something from the ideation phase to the final execution with AI could be challenging. In this week on Plnty Studies, I want to walk you through of an imaginary device I made for my Claude Code usage. The tutorial will walk you through the ideation process, the creation of the device itself, revising the nuances, coming up with close-ups, creating some mock-up imagery, motion, website, and more. So let's dive right in. I was thinking of an idea for this tutorial. What's the thing I really need? And I landed on, it's basically a device to replace the remote control from Claude. Whenever I'm leaving the computer and I want to work on some features, then I need to turn on remote control and it's very limited. I was taking inspiration from devices I liked as a child, like, mechanical tape buttons. Then like the overall shape from a device called Monotribe from Korg, a Texas Instrument user interface. I got my Claude Code LED screen, quite a large one, just to have enough size to read what's going on. I usually don't need more than 6 terminals, and then I can iterate and change them. So a speaker showing the initial prompt. Sometimes I can't remember where it started after a while. So instead of like scrolling up, would be nice to just click on the button and see the initial starting prompt from a given session. A new terminal, recording to speak, double click to crop, and I'll stay with that. I'll then take the sketch tool and drop it inside, and I can go full screen. I'll just start deleting stuff that are, say, incorrect. I don't think we need to respond. It's just a record button. This one GPT missed. I was thinking that this button could be one to swap the subscription, because I'm using multiple accounts and I want to be able to quickly click on a button, re-auth from my phone, and over here we can have on and off button. Okay, should be good. So I got my revised image. Let's just start processing that. In order to get precise direction, I would try to work with 2 models over here. The first one would be GPT Images 2. The second one would be Uni, good at like following directions and specific references. So I'm going to lock that, so it will be on batch mode. A Claude Code screenshot. I'm going to take it over here. So I want these to be on the screen. Want to have the general look and feel from this Panasonic tape device. Then going to take this experiment I was playing with. Maybe specifically this version is quite interesting, so I'm going to duplicate this. I can take the splitter tool and put it over here and split it, and I will get a separate imagery. And let's try to describe what I want to achieve. And then I got another reference over here, specifically for the tape button, so I'm going to take them as additional image. Okay, so let's see how it's working out. Let's generate. This is going to stay open, and I'm going to see my image landing here. Yeah, so this one is not bad. I think I'll just grab that and continue to evolve that. And this time I will do it with GPT 2 images. So I'll take the edit images, I'll drop it inside. I think for a start, I'll just get it with a prompt that will make all the details robust and consistent. I wrote something here, but it's pretty basic, and I don't believe it will perform very well. And that's why I'm going to click the refine for GPT 2 images. And now the prompt is much more detailed, and this is because the system took the initial prompt and the image and wrote something. It is a specific fit for what we need. So I'm going to generate this now. I can already see that this is way better. That's something that is good to know about GPT Images 2, that it's really good with like text and following instructions. So as you can see, I started with Uni to kind of kit bash a bunch of references together. I got something that is decent. And after another iteration with GPT, I got something that feels better. But I would say that I still have some problem with that. So I'm going to do the same thing now again. I'm going to take this image again here. What I'm going to ask you to do is make the text size consistent, because it should look like, a proper device. So yeah, good iteration, but still not there. The red record button, but I still want to change those to be with LED screen as well. Okay, it's not bad. We got a quality reduction, but we can fix that. Okay, so I did a bunch of tweaks, specifically ask for a smaller button to separate those, to keep the typography and like a terminal typography. I can try to see some variations. I think it might help me maybe think about the design, and we can also challenge them for the typography. So the variations are quite interesting. Yeah, it's nice. It's keeping the proportions. I mean, all of them are too chunky for what I had in mind, and some details are gone here. But yeah, let's maybe see shape variations and another proportion variations. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, this one might make sense because of the way you would hold it. And with the proportions, yeah, it's actually interesting to see when interface get such morphs. I can take the frame, put it on the variations. The variations, it's starting to feel more tactile in a way that I like, and also makes me think about this interface. Like maybe I can press the touchscreen and then it's recording, so I can just click to say the skills I want to pick. So if I want to do like the overnight sweep when I'm going over some bugs, let's take that now with the styler and just try a bunch of different styles to get a sense of it. Pretty cool. But yeah, I lean to experiment with this one. Yeah, I'll try to merge the style back. Again, GPT Images 2. Yeah, and I'll send something like that. I got a bunch of additional comments over here. I'll take now to the inpaint and I'll move to the eraser mode. And yeah, I'll just delete this edit image. I got a prompt I just made here. 3. Let's this in 2K. And I hope it wouldn't take the eject, but let's try. Well, of course it got the eject. Yeah, let's use the image enhancer first. Let's get it to 4K at this point. A bit too rough, so I'm going to try it again. A prompt to try to balance back. Let's see how it works. Yeah, nice. I think it worked pretty well. Maybe just that's the problem really, to know where to stop. But I'm going to try one last time some wider variation of this. Same prompt, just a few times, get some variations, and I tend to feel that the wider one feels right. Like even the button here on the right feels right for the finger. Yeah, let's just go with that. So yeah, that's my latest. Let's just get some quick annotations of what's going on here over here. You click the record button to interact with the device and record a prompt. Mechanical button with a strong force to open a new terminal, basically. On the left, we have this one is to show the initial prompt if you want to know how it all started. That's the main area to interact with the terminals and move between them. And at the very bottom, the skill. So the idea is that you click on a skill and then you record, and the 3 dots is search for a skill. So yeah, I'll keep on moving. I think this version feels good. And now for the fun part, so I can take the close-ups tool. I'll dock it here. Yeah, so the close-ups tool is great. And I think it really shines in those cases. Even the crappy in-paint area ended up exactly like I was hoping. And I think the mechanical button here is also pretty great. This feels nice and tactile, and the speaker. So yeah, we got some lovely details, I think. Yeah, it could be nice to try to make this now alone as a LED screen. Okay, nice. Not there yet, but I think it could work. So you see, I'm using this as like a temporary tool. So I got here basically the workflow I need, and all I need some proper directions of what I need to get. But yeah, that's nice. Hard to decide, but for consistency, I will just take the 2 of those. Got some images I generated yesterday to get some quick mockups. So let's just start with that one. Super simple. Swap the device in is maybe I'll keep it docked just to be safe. What is it? Like a toe? What the fuck? Fix the hand, fix the extra finger. Yeah, this one feels nice. Now let's do something else. Let's take this one from Rabbit. I can do now Krea, and I can just try to add some movement. A black box shape object. Stock that. So this is exactly what I wanted to get, some variations for how the hand could hold the device. So I'll just try to kind of play very intuitively with some parameters. Okay, it went too wild. Yeah, I think this could be interesting. Let's try it out. Yeah, this one is actually quite interesting. I even like the hand details. Yeah, let's try to use it here. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm liking those. I think the size is actually the right size. But yeah, I'll just go with it. Let's just try also like a wide version of that. It's not bad. Let's get also a 3D model over here so we can start to explore some specific angles and some motion as well. So I can take the Seedance director. Yeah, probably this one. We're probably seeing the screen. So yeah, I think I can do 4 seconds and 2 seconds for each. Describe the shot. I'll go over the descriptions. Feels good. And step 2 is to compile the prompt. And I'm going to take a few minutes to read that. Okay, we got it. Let's see. Yes, feels nice. I want to show you where it all started. Like the mindset of the light reflections moving on a dark object. And we got now a nice selection. And by the way, if a frame contains a video, you can just download the frame and it will download as an MP4. So this is the frame exported as a video. Yeah, could be handy for tons of stuff. But yeah, honestly speaking, if it was a studio production, I wouldn't be very happy with the final shot. It stopped abruptly and the reflection is moving twice. So I'm going to try to control this one by hand. And this is the time to use the 3D models we made. I think the Rodin ended up a little too wide. And I think that the 3.1 is a bit more accurate. I don't really care about the text. I mean, I might quickly want to take it to the body paint. Yeah, probably that's enough. So I jumped into Cinema 4D and I'm going to take now my board and I want the one which best the body paint. So I'm going to double click it and it's going to land inside the scene. So I animated something that is a bit more fitting to my taste. And I'm going to add just some simple lights. Yeah, and that's really just to get a better motion. So I'm going to render this one out now. Good, and let's take this back to Plnty. So I got my revised previews for the last shot. Yeah, but actually my bad, we are on a 1:1 aspect ratio, so I'm going to change this. And I'm going to take now all the possibilities for a video style transfer. So I'm opening 3 instances of the video restyle. First of all, we need Kling, we need Ray, we need Aleph, and Seedance. So probably Seedance is the only one that's going to keep the text because the rest are failing. Aleph probably would be working fine if we had the first frame or the last frame, but because I'm going to use an in-between frame, probably it's going to like fight with this one. So it's going to try to match it. I believe we're going to have some glitches with Aleph. Ray just not capable to handle text at all. So it might look nice, but not going to look like anything that is usable. By the way, Aleph is blocked because you need to put a description. So I'm going to do it in a second. And Kling, probably going to be okay, but not brilliant. Yeah, let's see if reality is close to my assumptions. Kling is almost a success with the typography, but there is too many glitches. Aleph 2 is a limitation I was aware of because it works either with a first frame or a last frame. So you can see it try to force the last frame, even that it wasn't the actual composition in the previous. Ray 2 is also not really able to handle text properly. And then no surprise, the Seedance works the best. We do have a glitch at the very end, but I think it's not going to be a problem. I'm going to just trim that. So if you want to trim a video, you can just click on that. And then I think I'll just start the shot from this point, which is maybe what I will do in 3D anyway. So that's the combined one with a little bit of grain from the color and grain tool you can find on the video tools. Yes, feels pretty slick. Now just few extra marketing materials and I think we're good. So I'm going to take this one. My prompt is going to be to match the size. Yeah, great, but I'll need a higher resolution. So I'm going to take now an image upscale, maybe try with Topaz Bloom. Then I got Topaz Generative and Topaz Bloom. So Bloom is very annoying. It gets like very AI slope look and it's the most expensive. And as you can see, it just like also the generative, we can see details here, and the Topaz generative is just inventing details. So what I'm going to use is, which is SeedVR. It's a great upscaler. It works for video and images, and I like it a lot. And in the meanwhile, I generated this image, text to image. Then I took it to Krea and added some movement so the character could look like it's going outside. And I quite like this one. So I'm going to take this, try to add the device on the hand, edit image, taking the first image, the second one, and writing a prompt. The SeedVR is very fast. And as you can see, it got some problems, but it's way better than Topaz. So just want to keep in mind. And I can use, again, another edit image to just like revise the text based on the actual image, but it's not too important for now. We actually saw that these stuff are working. So I'm going to add this to the main frame. Right now, I'm just trying to create a bunch of extra marketing materials. So I generated this one with a simple text description to make it black and white. I then took one blueprint, my annotation from the very beginning, and I'm going to try to see if I can get some nice looking annotations. Let's see my notes. This is nice. That's pretty much what I was hoping to get. I think we're good. I will take now all the images I got over here. What I will do is just click on this button to send this to Figma. Our Figma plugin telling me that we can insert it into Figma. Let me insert it. And I'm getting all the images right away inside Figma. And now let me quickly mock up some website for our product. Okay, I think we got something decent. And just send it to Plnty. It is preparing all the layers. And I will jump back into Plnty. Now I can grab my video and I can just put it inside. And there we go. I can take the present mode, adjust it to the size of the window. Yeah, I think we can wrap here. So we got a device mocked up from the ideation phase, executed using different AI models. The intuition with AI is really what I want you to take from this lesson. Learning when to release, where to insist more, which model to choose in which scenario, and eventually collecting everything into a full product presentation. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.